Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If I ask you this question that was asked to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam by Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam, what would you answer? The question is this: Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam asked Hazrat Adam alayhi salam to choose one of these three things. The one he chooses will stay with Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and the rest of the two would leave. So Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam offered these three things: aql, modesty, haya, and deen, religion. Right? Reason, modesty, and religion. Out of these three things, which one did Hazrat Adam alayhi salam choose? I'm going to tell you that right after this. But you can pause the video now and try to answer it if you want. Now let's begin today's video. I want to talk about reason in particular. If you want to know about aql, which is reason, you can go to Usul Kafi, page number 25. You'll find the book, the Kitab of Aql wal Jahl, the book of reason and ignorance. I would like to talk about the first hadith, where you find initially it's mentioned the chain of narrators, and then it says, when Almighty Allah created a reason, aql, He tested it. He ordered it to come forward, and it came forward. He ordered it to go back, and it went back. On this, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I swear by my power and majesty that no creation of mine is dearer to me than you are. It's talking about aql, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that aql is dearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than all of His other creations. And I have only made you perfect in those whom I love. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made aql perfect in those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. Then there are a couple more lines in this hadith, but I would like to go to hadith number 2. And now in hadith number 2, this is the one that I was talking about, that I talked about initially. Jibreel alayhi salam came to Adam alayhi salam and informed him, O Adam, I have been ordered to let you choose one out of these three things. Therefore, choose one and leave the other two. What are those three things? I already told you about those three things, right? So Adam alayhi salam asked, what are the three things? He replied, reason, modesty, and religion. Aql, haya, deen. Right? Then Adam alayhi salam said, I choose reason. Ta-da! So Jibreel alayhi salam ordered modesty and faith to withdraw. Right? And leave reason. But they said, who is they here? It's modesty and religion. Modesty and religion said, O Jibreel, we both have been instructed by God to remain with reason, wherever it may be. Jibreel alayhi salam answered, then that is your situation, and he ascended towards heaven. It raises a great point here, that whoever has aql, there's a great possibility of religion and haya being in that person, right? Or I must say that, as per this hadith, that whoever has aql, modesty and religion attach themselves to this guy, because this person has aql. Now, if you are someone who doesn't have knowledge, who doesn't have aql, then you know where you stand in terms of haya and religion as well. Because you see, when you read this book, Usul Kafi, before this chapter, in the beginning, it mentions a few more points where it talks about, most probably, Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam, where he mentions how important it is to know your religion rather than inheriting your religion. Knowledge of the religion, how important it is, and how when you inherit your religion and you don't know what you're doing, why you're doing, then in that case your obedience goes to waste. Well, inshallah, I may talk about that in a separate video. Let's see. Then it talks about the third hadith, where again the chain of narrators is mentioned, in which Abu Abdullah alayhi salam has been asked, what is reason? The Imam alayhi salam replied, reason is that by which God is worshipped and a place in paradise earned. The Imam was then asked, what did... I'm going to talk about this possibly in some other video as well. I don't want to continue it. Those of you who have Usul Kafi, I would recommend going ahead and checking it out. Yeah, and I hope this was useful. There are a lot more hadiths mentioned here about reason and how important it is. You know, if you take a look at all of these hadiths together and the things that were mentioned before, how important it is to gain knowledge, you know, read and understand things and not just inherit religion. And if I go ahead and ask you, why do you do this? And you don't have an answer for that, that is a bad thing. That shouldn't happen, and I hope this was useful. This helps, and if you have any questions on this, please put it down in the comments. You know, I can give you further references or whatever you want.